Hello there, and welcome to the prototype video for my creative project, focusing on the emotional response of fear in video games. This prototype will focus on the practical hardware used in recording test data, as well as showing off the first implementations for the current build of the system. From the research previously done, I decided to attempt reading a user's heart rate and heart rate variability while playing in a system, so that this can be lined up with different game state changes. The original plan for this was to use some software that attempts to use a webcam to read a user's heart rate. However, this proved to not give a very clear reading, so I instead decided to invest in an external heart rate reader that can be connected to the computer and has its own software for displaying the current heart rate. This device can be easily placed around a user's finger and seems to not have a significant impact on being able to use a mouse and keyboard to play the system, as demonstrated here. Using the heartbeat software and recording alongside the gameplay from the system will allow me to line up the heart rate with the footage so as to demonstrate where certain events cause a change in the heart rate. After acquiring the hardware and planning out how the data will be recorded, I then began working on the design for the system to be played in. I decided to have an outdoor setting in a dark forest, giving it a slight claustrophobic feeling to the player. This then developed into a maze-like level with several paths between trees to explore. This was done to create a feeling of getting lost, which I believe could have a bonus effect on the player as well. To produce this level, I first made a terrain in Unity to create a large area of grass, which I then added lots of tree prefabs to in order to lay out the map design. Once the map was laid out, I then decided to start looking at sounds, as this is perhaps the most important aspect of the system. The first area of sounds I looked at was footsteps. For this I found a source clip of different footstep sounds in the woods and split them into several short clips. I then fit this into the character controller in order to randomize which footstep sound is played as the user walks around. On top of this, I've begun adding in various tree sound effects that will be triggered randomly when the user is nearby. There are also a couple of examples of trigger-based tree sounds being used. For the future, the next big thing I want to add is the sense of the player being followed. This will be done through various audio and visual techniques without triggering any sort of jump scare. As well as this, I've been looking into the potential of using an external software which allows the webcam to record different facial changes on the user. This could in turn be used to later affect some of the game state changes based on the user's visual responses. Thank you very much for listening to my prototype video.